بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Chapter 4 is about inequalities and linear programming. Um, Maximizing the profit and minimizing the cost is something most companies seek to do. If the relationships among the various resources, production requirements, costs, and profits are linear inequalities. Then we can use linear programming to get the best possible solution to the problem. So we will learn in this chapter how to use linear programming. And let us start first by how to graph linear inequalities, one linear inequality in two variables. And then we will learn in this section how to draw, graph more than one linear inequality in two variables. So let us take an example. For example, this inequality, y less than x. So what would be the solution of this inequality? It would be all points in the plane such that the y coordinate of this point is less than the x coordinate. So for example, 4 and 1 would be a solution because 1 is y, x is 4, and 1 is less than 4. While 1, 4 is not a solution because here y is 4, it's greater than 1. So we need to find all the solutions. We need to sketch the graph of all the solutions of this inequality. So what to do? So the first step is to graph the line y equals x. So we start by graphing the line y equals x. And since there is no equality here, y is less than x, not less than or equal, so we graphed this line as a dashed line. Okay, so this is the line. This is the graph of the line y equals to x. And to graph this line, you just choose 2 points. So if x is 0, y would be 0. And then you choose x1 or 2, y would be 2. So it passes by 2, 2, and so on. You sketch the graph. 2 points are enough to sketch any linear function, any line. And now this line separates the xy plane into two half planes. So we have this half plane when y is greater than x, and this half plane when y is less than x. How to find out that this half plane is the plane for y is less than x, and this plane when y is greater than x? Well, we choose a point. We choose a test point. We select a test point. Any point, but not on the line, okay? Any point in the plane, but not on the line. So for example, if we select 2, 0, if we choose 2, 0, this point is in this half, okay? So we check it in the inequality. Now 2, 0. 2 is x, 0 is y. So is 0 less than 2? Yeah, correct. So this point 2, 0 belongs to the solution of this inequality. So all of this half would be the solution of the inequality. So what is the solution of this inequality? It is this half plane, the blue half plane, okay? Now, if you select a point, for example, like 0, 4, it's in the other half. If you replace y here by 4, x by 0, because the point is 0, 4, you will find that 4 is not less than 0. So this means that the point 0, 4 is not in the solution set of this inequality. So you understand that this half is not the solution of your inequality, and the other half would be the solution. So this is how we solve a linear inequality in two variables. Let us take an example. So first step is to graph the line 4x minus 2y equals to 6. And this time there is equation here, less than or equal, so this line will not be dashed. To sketch the graph of this line, all what I need is to choose 2 points. I'll put x0. So if I put x0, negative 2y is 6, and then y is 6 over negative 2, and that's negative 3. I'll put y also 0, so 4x is 6, and x would be 6 over 4, or 3 over 2. So now I can sketch the graph of this line. 0 and negative 3. 3 over 2, if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 over 2, 1.5. And I connect these 2 points. So this is the graph of the line. Well, what would be the graph of the inequality? The graph of the inequality would be either this half or this half. Okay, this half or this half. The graph of the inequality would be half a plane. To find out which half it is, I choose a point, any point. I'll choose the point 0, 0. So I'll choose the point 0, 0. So x is 0, y is 0. So I go now to the inequality and see whether 0, 0 is a solution of this inequality. So 4 times 0 is 0, minus 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 less than or equal to 6. Is that correct? Correct. So the answer is this half. So this half is the answer. And this is the graph of this inequality. All right. So all of this half is the graph of this inequality, including the line, this line for x. Of course, the line is continuous everywhere from here and here, and all the region to the left of this line is a solution of this inequality. Good. What about if we have systems of linear inequalities, which means more than two, or more than one, so two or more inequalities? So it is easy. You sketch the graph of each one of them, and then you find the solution, the region that satisfies all of these inequalities. It is the intersection, okay? The intersection of all regions, or the intersection of the solution sets of all inequalities. So for example, here I have two inequalities. So what to do? I start by graphing the first inequality. And to graph any inequality, linear inequality here we are talking about, I immediately start by graphing the straight line. To graph the straight line, I choose 2 points. I put x0. Negative 2y equals 4. 4 over negative 2 is negative 2. I put y0. 3x would be 4. X would be 4 over 3, or 1.3. That's good. And what about the other equation? I need to sketch the graph of this inequality, or of this line. X plus y minus 3 equals to 0. Well, if I put x 0, y would be equal to 3. If I put y 0, x would be equal to 3. Okay, so let us now sketch the graph of the first line. 0 minus 2, 4 over 3, and 0, it is here 1.3. So this is the graph of the first line. It's not dashed because there is equality here, greater than or equal to 4. Well, let me determine which half plane is the graph of the first inequality. So let me choose the point 0, 0 and test the point 0, 0 in the first inequality. So 3 times 0 minus 2 times 0, this is 0, greater than or equal to 4. Is 0 greater than or equal to 4? No, this is not correct. So the half that contains 0, 0 is not the solution of the first inequality. So this is the solution of the first inequality. It is here, this half. Okay. Now let us sketch the graph of the second line. 0, 3 and 3, 0. And now the line is dashed because there is no equality here. It's not greater than or equal. It's just greater than. All right. So now there is a half to the right of the dashed line and half to the left of the dashed line. Which half is the graph of the second inequality? I choose a point in any of these two halves. 0, 0 belongs to the half to the left of this line. So let me check 0, 0, but now in the second equation. 0 plus 0, negative 3 is negative 3, greater than 0. Is this correct? No, it is not correct. So the other half, this half, would be the solution of the second inequality. Now these two lines divide the plane into four regions: 1, 2, 3, 4. Which region is the solution? It satisfies both conditions. Well, this arrow says it's here, and this arrow says it's here. So it's clear that this is the region. Okay. This region is the region satisfies both conditions. All right. It belongs. You can continue, of course, drawing the line everywhere because it continues. Actually, it doesn't stop. And here too, it doesn't stop the line. So this is the graph of this system. Here, in a nice way, okay, this is the first line, 3x minus 2y equals 4. This is the second line. Now the graph is here and here, so that's the region, okay, that's the region. You can find the intersection point if you like between the two lines. The intersection point is 2, 1. We call it corner point of this region, and you will know after a while that these points, the corner points, are important in the solution of the system, but of the linear programming. But notice that this point here, which is 2, 1, does not belong to the solution because it does not satisfy the second inequality. Okay, it does not satisfy the second inequality. So 2, 1 is not in the solution. All this line, all the dashed line, is not in the solution of this system. Another question. All right, here, let me start by the first inequality. I take the first line, x plus 2y equals to 10, and I sketch the graph of this line. If x is 0, y is 5. If y is 0, x is 10. Good. And the other inequality, let me draw the line. 2x plus y equals 14. Well, if x is 0, y is 14, and if y is 0, x is 7. Notice that x should be greater than or equal to 0, and y should be greater than or equal to 0. And this means that the graph would be in the first quadrant because x greater than 0. So we are either in the first or the fourth. This here, x is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0 here, and here y is greater than or equal to 0. So the quadrant that satisfies both of them would be the first quadrant. Good. So 0, let me start by the first line, 0, 5. So this is the point 0, 5. 10, 0. This is the point 10, 0. All right. And let me connect these 2 points to draw the first x plus 2y equals 10, the line. And it is not dashed because there is an equality, right, in the equation. Now, which half is the graph of the first inequality? Let me choose the point 0, 0. So 0, 0, because 0, 0 is not on the line, okay? If it is on the line, I will have to choose another point. So 0 plus 2 times 0 is 0. 0 less than or equal to 10. That's correct. So the solution of the first inequality is here, this region, this half. What about the second inequality? 10, 0, 0, 14. So this point, and 7, 0, this point. Okay. So let me graph the line. And now where is the region? Is it to the right of this line or to the left? Notice then that the line also is not dashed because there is an equality here. So let us choose 0, 0. 2 times 0, 0 plus 0, 0 less than or equal to 14. Is this correct? Yes. So the answer is also here, below this line. So where is the region? Okay. You notice that the region that satisfies both is this region. And this region, x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0, and it is below this line, and it's also below this line. So that's the region. Okay. This is the solution of this inequality, and you can see it here in a nice way. Okay, this is our region. And you can find the corners of the solution region by solving the 2 lines together. Was this point, the other 3 corners are easy. I can see that this point is 0, 0, and this point has coordinates 7, 0, and this one 0, 5. But this one, to find this corner point, I need to solve this system. X plus 2y equals 10 and 2x plus y equals 14. I solve this system together either by elimination or substitution and find the answer, and the answer would be 6 and 2. Graph the region determined by the inequalities. Determine the corners of the region. Okay, in this question, we will have to find the corners of the region. Let me start by the first inequality, and I need to sketch the graph of the first line, of this line. If I choose x0, y would be 4, and if y is 0, x is 6. So let me start by graphing let me also find the points of the second line. 4x plus 2y equals 16. If x is 0, y is 8, 16 over 2. And if y is 0, 16 over 4 is 4. So I need to go up to 4, up to 8. This is 5. And this is 8, 0, 8. And this is 4, 0. So this is the second line. And both lines are not dashed. And the other one is 0, 4, and 6, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this line. And now, which halves? So let me start by this line, which is this one, the second one. This is the first inequality. 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 12. That's correct. So the answer is here. The first line, this one, 0, 8, 4, 0. choose 0, 0 also. It belongs to one of the halves, not on the line. So 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 16, that's also correct. So the graph is here. And then the region, I can see that this is the region, okay, because uh, it satisfies all of them, okay? X is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0. It's below this one and below the other line. So that's the region. Well, the corner points, I have 0, 0 is one of the corner points. And this point 4, 0 is also one of the corner points. And 0, 4, okay, this is 0, 4, is one of the corner points. And this point I need to find. So to find this point, I'll have to solve these two equations together. 2x plus 3y equals to 12 and 4x plus 2y equals to 16. I can multiply the first equation by negative 2. Okay, so I will have negative 4x, negative 6y, negative 24. I multiplied the first equation by negative 2. And the first equation, I will write it as it is. To be able to eliminate x when I add, so negative 6y plus 2y is negative 4y, and negative 24 plus 16 is negative 8. So dividing by negative 4, y is 2. And it's okay here that y is 2. I can find out that y here is 2 and x may be 3 if my graph is accurate. But of course, you need to find it like this algebraically. Now I have y is 2, so I can use the first equation, for example, to find x. 2x plus 3 times y, and y is 2, equals 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. So x is actually, as I expected, 3. So the answer is x is 3, y is 2. So this point has coordinates 3 and 2. And there are 4 corner points of this region. This is the end of the section. I hope you understood how to sketch the graph of inequalities.